I think you live in a country where the prime minister is a really cool dude, and he was wearing some Binance swag. So he posted a photo with our team with a Binance cap.
Yeah.
He actually had another photo which we kept private with a hoodie on him. It looks really cool.
Hi, I'm Andrew Fenton, editor of Micky.com.au, and I'm here in Singapore with the king of crypto himself, CZ.
Thank you. It's a pleasure to be here.
Awesome to see you again. Last night at the AMA, you revealed that you're going to spend the next 6 months focusing on onboarding 180 of the other fiat currencies. Yeah. That seems like a big job.
Yeah, it is a big job, but that's also one of the key missions that we want to accomplish, which is to enable access to crypto. And right now, most of the money is sitting in fiat, and so we want to be able to have that bridge, so people to come in and out. So we want to build those fiat gateways.
I used to work for an exchange, and I know it's hard enough to onboard one fiat currency. So how many of the 180 do you think you might get in 6 months?
That's a tough one. I think, also at the same time, I think if we get like say 10, 20, 30 of the major ones, we probably cover a very large area. Some of the other smaller markets, they may be able to convert themselves or stuff like that. So I think we'll focus on getting the first 20 up. That's the key. And then after that, we should also learn the expertise on how to do that, so that hopefully we can repeat that process quickly.
And what are the key ones for you?
I think right now, the key ones, US dollars is obviously one of the key ones. So we have Binance US for that. Chinese RMB is a key one. We enable that already. Russian ruble is a very active market, so we already enable that.
So, but next, what do you want?
I think next, so some of the markets like Turkish lira, Vietnam, Korea, Japan, all of these are very key markets. So we're looking at those actively.
And we're from Australia, as you know, and the Binance guys were recently in Australia, and they tweeted a picture hanging out with the Premier, Stephen Marshall. Yeah. What was that all about?
So actually, our team was there. I wasn't there myself, so I actually don't really know all the details. Apparently, from my all the feedback I've gotten, Stephen's a really cool guy. I think you live in a country where the prime minister is a really cool dude, and he was wearing some Binance swag. So he posted a photo with our team with a Binance cap. Yeah. He actually had another photo which we kept private with a hoodie on him. It looks really cool.
I know we were discussing this at dinner last night, but any chances of Australia seeing a Binance open up?
Yes, absolutely. So we already have a partner there, Travel by Bit. They also operate Binance Lite, so you can buy Bitcoin and BNB at a number of convenience stores using cash.
It's not quite the same as an exchange, though, is it?
No, it's not quite the same. So we are looking at different options to turn on Binance Australia, but it may not be anytime. It may not be It may not be this year. So hopefully early next year or sometime we'll turn it on. But
that's a scoop.
Yeah.
How significant is it that the Chinese premier made that speech about blockchain going all in?
Oh, I think that's super significant. I think, let's be first of all very clear about that statement. China is very pro-technology, so it's very pro-blockchain. They didn't mention anything about cryptocurrencies, Bitcoin or Ethereum or anything like that, but that's fine. I think basically today it's very hard to learn about blockchain without learning about Bitcoin. Yeah. It's going to be very hard to learn about the smart contract technology without learning about Ethereum. So I think people will learn about Bitcoin and Ethereum over time anyway. I think right now, from what I hear from my friends in China, everything is really, really active there. Every company is looking at blockchain.
Do you think it'll give other countries a bit of a boot up the posterior to get a move on in the blockchain space?
Absolutely. So that's the second key point, which is now you have China all in, and what are the other countries going to do? They have to follow, right? So I think that's a huge boost into our industry.
Your Binance derivatives platforms are more successful than the spot trading now. Was that a surprise or all part of the plan?
Well, I wouldn't say it's part of the plan, but it's also not.
Fingers crossed, yeah.
It's also not a super big surprise. The derivative market trading volume should be higher than spot. That's the case in traditional financial markets, and futures trading is cheaper. It's less capital intensive. So we foresee that the derivative trading volume will be higher, and we haven't really there's a number of things we have not supported in the product yet, like additional contracts, cross collateral, even mobile apps. So there's a number of features we haven't put in yet. So we expect the volume to grow even higher.
And you're going to be going for more coins as well, and you're going to be able to swap them for BNB.
Yeah.
Are you going for institutional investors like backed?
We are going for institutional investors as well. We're a little bit different from backed. I think they are sort of the more US-centric institutional investors where they have full, they use the same rails as the traditional financial world. We're a little bit different. We do onboard institutional clients, but our institutional clients are more less US-centric, I would say.
Sure.
Yeah.
What's your take on the launch of Backed? I mean, obviously everyone hopes it's going to be a big thing for crypto, but it hasn't sort of taken off quite as much as we'd like.
Yeah, I think basically I also have very high hopes for Backed, and I think that they're growing. So they started very slow, but they're growing. So but they're now having spike and coming down. So they're growing steadily, which is a very good sign. I think given how regulated the institutional service offering is in the US, it takes time to onboard clients. So, but once you onboard one, it's usually a big one. So I do foresee them taking step functions going forward. So which is good. I think they make the cake bigger, they make the pie bigger for our industry, and they access a lot of clients we couldn't access today. So that's really good. So I really hope that they continue to grow.
Okay, just two more questions. Yeah. Binance US has done pretty well pretty quickly. It's like 10% of the market already, or 10% of, I think, Coinbase's volumes. Do you foresee it overtaking Binance.com one day?
Honestly, I think I do hope that Binance US overtakes some of the other exchanges in the US. I do foresee it's quite difficult to overtake Binance.com because US is one of the largest markets for anything in the world, especially 20% of the GDP, but it is only 20% of the GDP. So there's still 80% outside of the US.
Sure.
So unless it's super active, I don't see that overtaking Binance.com. And there's other services that's not available on US, including futures, etc. So I think that's going to be a little bit difficult, but we'll see. You never know.
Fantastic. Thanks very much for your time, and it's a pleasure meeting you.
Thank you so much. Yeah, cheers.